Hey guys, BikeBlogger here. This is my Diamondback Honjo Comp cyclocross adventure gravel bike. I have a bicycle rack mounted to the back. I've been looking into possibly using a bicycle rack on my commutes. I don't really find it totally necessary though, because I don't usually carry a lot of stuff. However, I wanted to show you this bicycle rack. This is the Tubus Fly. It's a lightweight bicycle rack. As you can tell, it's rather narrow. So to see it in relation to my hand here, it's rather narrow looking bicycle rack. So it's mainly only for putting side panniers on, side bags on the rack. You could fit a lock or something up here in the top if you wanted. Notice I got some my Cygo Hot Shot lights on the stays of the bicycle rack. I actually ordered the Tubus Vega bicycle rack, and it is wider, a little bit bigger. It holds more weight than this Tubus Fly bicycle rack. The Tubus Fly attaches via one stay to a brake mount, which I don't really have here because I have disc brakes, but I do have these seat stay mounts. So I use this an adapter from Tubus called the Tubus round stay adapter mount. And as you can tell, it sort of looks a little strange. There is no perfect way on how to mount a bicycle rack. What you can do with this aluminum stay though is you can bend it. So if you have a vise, or maybe if you sit on a ledge or something and you push down with all your body weight, you could probably bend this. It's not that hard to bend, but it does take some upper body strength. I have the Tubus Fly bicycle rack mounted down here on this eyelet I have on my bike. I'm sharing the same eyelet with the fenders on my bicycle. Ideally, you would put them on separate eyelets if you got them. Because you don't really want the weight, if you're putting a lot of weight on a bicycle rack, I'm talking lots of kilos of weight, you don't really want a cantilever that is hanging out further from the center of the frame, center of the bike. You want it mounted on the inside, not on the outside like I got it here on the eyelet of my bicycle. Now, how do you mount a bicycle frame if you don't have eyelets like I do? There are lots of different options. If you don't have any eyelets down here for the lower part where the rack attaches to the frame, you're going to have to probably attach it via an axle, a special sort of mounting axle attachment for the rack. That's really the only other option. Up here, you got lots of possibilities. You can mount it to a brake bracket here. Where normally you'd have different types. You wouldn't have, if you didn't have disc brakes, you'd have some other sort of a mounting bar up here you could attach it to. You can use something called P-clips or P-clamps that attached up here, and then they would provide you with these eyelets on the ends of them. You can get a special seat post mount with eyelets on it, or a mount up here higher on the seat post, or on the seat tube, I guess I should say, for where you could put a couple different, stays, that is brackets to attach to the bicycle. So those are some different options on how you would attach a bicycle rack to your bicycle. So no matter what bike you got, you can always put a rear rack on. It's just gonna maybe take a little bit of fiddling around with it, because every bike is a little different, and not all bike racks will fit as well on other bikes. So like I said, I have lights on the stays of this bicycle rack. I also have a quick release clip here for the far back part of the bicycle rack. A little bit more about the Tubus Fly. This is a chromoly steel bike rack. I think it holds about 18 kilograms. I'll have a link in the description below. You can look up all the specs there. Notice I put some tape on the bike rack here where I attach a bag, so as not to scruff up the bike rack as much. Also down here where I attached the seat stay mounts for the rear light, the bar here was too skinny, so I just used basically a whole bunch of electrical tape, and then I put this stay on top of it with a rubber shim. You could just use a spare bicycle tube to make it work. No big deal. So all in all, I really do like the bicycle rack, although, you know, I'm sort of a minimalist. I sort of like transporting things as light as possible, and obviously the alternative to a bicycle rack are a bunch of bags. That would be a saddle bag, a handlebar bag, a frame bag, top tube bags, stuff like that, basically. You can also get, I have a video on it, you know, all different ways you can transport stuff. You can use one of your water bottle holders. You can put a bag or a sleeping bag or something you could shove into a water bottle holder. Obviously, the disadvantage there is you lose a place to put a water bottle. You could put a water bottle holder up here, one or two on the back of your seat. Looks a little goofy, but it works. And there's all different types of different mounts for mounting water bottles, like up here on your handlebars as well. So there's always spaces for those sort of things. But about the bicycle rack, I really like it. I think it looks really cool. Unfortunately though, like I said, I think I might actually just be removing it because I don't really find a lot of use for it presently. If you're going to carry a lot of heavy stuff though, a bike rack is the way to go for sure. If you're going to be carrying, you know, a bunch of groceries or something, I'd definitely recommend it. Put a basket on top of it. You know, you can store a whole bunch of stuff on your bike that way. But I don't want to disregard the fact that, you know, you can use a bunch of bags and go that route and possibly save weight. It depends on what you buy though. So anyway, thanks for watching.